Children are violently attacking their parents. Children are getting addicted to iPads, watching Cocomelon and Skibbity Toilet for hours. Math and reading scores are declining. What do these all have in common? They're the result of a new and growing trend: gentle parenting. Gentle parenting is exactly what it sounds like: being gentle to your child. Gentle parenting believes it's a war crime to punish a child. Spanking? That's child abuse. Yelling at your child? That's child abuse. Doing anything that upsets and angers your child? That's child abuse. What happens if your child is literally assaulting you and hurting you? Well, you need to sit down and talk about your feelings. Use logic to explain why hitting people is a big no-no. That's the mindset that gentle parenting advocates for. Gentle parenting was popularized in the 2010s in attempts to get rid of the authoritarian parenting styles that society was so accustomed to. But this trend backfired, creating a generation of bratty, selfish, violent, and entitled children. Yep. Children can be stubborn, and negotiating with them is hard. Try convincing a child that brain rot is bad for them, and you'll see what I mean. Because children rarely listen to logic and emotional reasoning, gentle parenting often fails. Watch how these gentle parents deal with their children's violence.
You can't slap his head, okay?
Please.
No, you can't slap his head, okay, Winnie?
Please. Please don't do that.
You see, in a case where a kid thinks it's okay to hit someone, slap her. Slap the kid. And then ask the kid, was that okay to do? Should I do it again? The kid would then learn the variable thing called consideration for other people. You just need to. Just once, the kid will understand. The kid will definitely understand that, okay, that's how someone else feels. And I feel like if you choose to baby your kids, oh my god, it's okay, they will grow up, first of all, they will not respect your authority. They will not respect you at all. You didn't create no boundaries. There's reason for hierarchy. There is a huge reason for hierarchy. A huge one.
Ellie, please don't do that. Ow! No, gentle hands.
No.
It might not seem like much, but these children are learning that they can hurt people without consequences. This is dangerous.
Yep.
If children learn that it's okay to hurt their parents, they begin hurting anyone they feel like. This is how bullies are created. Now, some will argue that these parents did not use gentle parenting correctly, but come on, give them some slack. Gentle parenting is so confusing and complicated, you should need a PhD if you want to use this parenting style. In gentle parenting, parents need to become a personalized therapist and counselor for their children. And in this process, a lot of parents are bound to become too loose, leading to bad and undisciplined children. Only parents who are good at understanding children's emotions and behavior should attempt this parenting style, because if done wrong, this parenting style could lead to disaster. And this isn't only about violence. When children learn that they can do whatever they want without any serious consequences, they begin to expect the world to revolve around them.
Exactly. If you don't teach kids that you won't always get what you want, because that's the nature of reality. You won't always get what you want, and you cannot flip off because you are not getting it. You need to learn that you are not the center of the universe. In fact, stop the kids sometimes. I don't really care. It's like emotion. The heart shouldn't rule over logic. The heart should never rule over logic, because then you are telling the kid that, oh, whatever the kid wants, they get. Oh yes, you want that, get it. And they will grow up spoiled, entitled, and they won't be able to take no. You are creating kids who are like school shooters. Literally, they will become school shooters because the world is not bouncing my well. You know where that comes from? Their parents. A kid that was disciplined at a young age learned that pain is not okay. They will learn to appreciate pain, so they will not be so hesitant on. They will be so hesitant on spreading it. Because they know how it feels like. But kids who are not taught the value of a stick, they grow up to be spoiled. That's just the truth of it. Come on.
And this is a mindset that's very hard to undo. If anything isn't going their way and they're unhappy about it, they throw a tantrum. This has led to a massive rise in classroom misbehavior in the last few years. Here's a kindergarten teacher talking about it.
Gentle parenting is ruining our children. We can't do much when students misbehave, when they're yelling, when they're cursing, when they're throwing chairs. They're trying to hit teachers with their jackets. They are stomping on their feet. That is not okay. That is when gentle parenting has not benefited that child.
A nationwide survey found that 68% of teachers experience verbal abuse from their students. Classrooms have turned into real-life Call of Duty lobbies.
Bro, did you really say that, bro? This 14-year-old repeatedly calling his African-American teacher a racial slur.
Bro, say it too, bro. We're right here, bro. Everybody watch what's up.
Hurling a basketball at the teacher.
You ain't telling me.
You see, that kid grew up in a home where the older people actually didn't do shit. They didn't tell him, oh, that you can't do that. Or that they grew up without brothers. So no one ever said like no. So their parents are always at work, so the kid would do whatever that he wants. So he grew up spoiled. He thinks that he can fight whoever. And that's a problem, you see. Kids, hey, I'm about to say something controversial. Sometimes kids need to be bullied. Yeah? So the kid will know this person is bigger than me and he will whoop me. Yeah? You can't just, what you mean? That's funny because this kid is like at least half the dude size and he's like, what up my nigga, he's white too. What up my nigga? You wanna fight someone who's twice your age, twice your size? And you think that you gonna win? You think that that's gonna end well for you? He don't know pain. He needs to be whooped. He needs to be whooped. Whoop them. They're young. Yeah. I say
44% of teachers cite student misbehavior as a top source for job-related stress.
Our society, a significant decrease in accountability and consequence. It's not surprising that unfortunately this is spilling over into the behavior of students in school.
It's no wonder why there's massive teacher shortages in countries all around the world now. This wasn't as large of a problem back in the 2000s as it is now. And misbehavior isn't the only consequence. Children are becoming lazy and slow. Parents simply hand an iPad or an iPhone to their children to shut them up and let the device do the parenting. Children begin to watch highly stimulating content, with toddlers watching CoComelon and older children doom-scrolling YouTube shorts and watching brain-rot content. And at first, parents see nothing wrong with this, until they try to get the children to stop.
You can't have the iPad. No! No!
You want me to take your iPad away?
No!
Okay, well, it's time for bed.
No!
don't say anything. Slap the kid and look at him. He does that again. Slap him and look at him. Until he sits down without you saying shit. Slap him, look at him, slap him. I'm gonna get paid! I'm just playing. But here's the thing though, what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, I just feel like, you know what? Our generation is being raised by the internet. And most of the things that we learn is actually from the internet. So we'll grow up to never even, because there's always someone who knows better, so we don't even respect their opinions to begin with, because the internet is actually more informative than our parents. And honestly, most parents just give cell phone, like you said, they give their they give them iPads and then they say do whatever, and the kid will shut up. Instead of seeking attention and a connection with their mothers and fathers, they have a stronger emotional connection with their cell phones, because our cell phones they do everything for them. When they're horny, they go on Pornhub. Nigga, if they are sad, when they are sad, they listen to some songs or watch something like CoComelon, whatever. You understand? Wait, what the fuck? I ain't saying that. Hey man, I mean for all pause, gone back. But what I'm saying is this though. You get me? So as we grow up, and then you learn all these different things on the internet. Then you look at your mother, you probably gonna think that she ain't shit, you know, whatever, because now you are exposed to things. It's also the same things that parents do. It's like, oh, do you see that person? He's doing much better than you. You should also be doing. You see, comparison is the killer of joy. The comparison destroys a lot of things. But nonetheless, though, that's what happens when you allow the internet to raise your kids. They will grow up to not even value your opinion, because they're supposed to come to you whenever there's problems, whenever there's trouble, and they bond with you that way. But when you don't, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You rather let the internet raise your kids, which is also like not the parents' problems, because I feel like this is a world problem, because most parents go to work and then the kids have to, the kids are always on TV, whatever, but that is fucking up their brains and it's fucking up the family structure overall. And that's where I stand. That's where I stand.
With control.
And that's the thing too. By not disciplining your kids, you don't teach them emotional intelligence. Understand? And the way they lash out, because if your kid cries and then you give them something, they will learn. Kids mimic. They learn. They don't know shit. They ain't shit. But they mimic and learn. If they are hungry, they cry. They gonna think that's how you give them shit. So they gonna cry. If they can't cry, they gonna flip out whatever they gonna do emotionally, because that's how they communicate with you. But you need to somehow come up with a way where you can communicate with your kids with words and act, not just horrible action entirely. You understand? Kids need respect. So when you come to your father and mother, say, hey, I am hungry. You don't say, hungry! Whoop the kid if he does that. Or don't even give them food. Actually, don't even fucking respond until he comes later, and then come with a well manners. You understand? You come with well manners, a calm voice, and then you talk to me, because I'm a human being and I can hear you nicely when you talk to me nicely. You understand? You don't have to shout. But if you teach kids that every single time they cry, they scream, when they do that, starve them of whatever that they're screaming about, until they calmly and ask. And then as they grow older, they will understand that things are much better when you do them like that, because you cannot go into the world and then you scream for a job. I want a job! That's how they grow up to be gay, transgender, and all these different type of things, because you never taught them emotional intelligence from a young age. So they grow up affirming everything with emotion instead of trying to be logical about things and learn to interact with the world in a much conscious way instead of emotional way. That's what I'm in. You know, sir?
Many parents don't take the measures to limit their child's screen use or monitor their content. If this continues long enough, the child actually becomes addicted to their iPad or iPhone and builds an emotional dependence on it. Without their device, they can't be happy. Many studies have found that excessive screen use can interfere with brain development in children by lowering cortical thickness and damage the prefrontal cortex, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. In simple terms, the brain is getting f***ed. These brain changes make it even more difficult for children to identify and regulate their emotions, which could be—
Allow me to spread a little bit of conspiracy theories right here. I need you to understand one thing, right? In this world, we live with horrible capitalists. They are fucked up in the worst way. These capitalists are fucked up in the worst way, and they will come up with any kind of way to remain in power. And one of those ways is you need a population of docile people that cannot think, that cannot act unless told. So the only way that they can do that is to continue to fuck with your brain until you're stupid enough to want someone to give you direction wherever you want to go. So technically, they're just creating soldiers, like Star Wars, Clone Wars. Them niggas can't think; they just do whatever they told. And to me, with my weird theories, I believe AI won't come unless there's a need for it. So in order to create the need for that, you need a generation of highly emotional, highly lazy. Because if you are highly emotional, you're gonna end up being highly lazy. Not cause discipline don't need fucking emotion. Emotions and discipline don't mix. You get me? So what I mean is this: I believe that for AI to exist, or for there to be a need for AI, majority of the population docile, incompetent. In order for them, everything they need is to go to ChatGPT and be like, ChatGPT, tell me this. ChatGPT, what should I eat today? ChatGPT, should I breathe or not? Stupid. For things that you are, it's like people use ChatGPT for calculations. If in fact, even in school, people are no longer using their brains, and then as the time go, it will end up being a thing where they will put microchips on you so you can know everything, because now you don't have to work for it. And that's the point. This starts with fucking up your brain. It's a whole fucking process. A whole fucking process, if you don't see it. A whole fucking process.
Why children get so angry when their iPads are taken away. And this isn't the child's fault. Children don't know better. It's the parents' responsibility to ensure that the children don't misuse technology. But because gentle parenting strongly advocates against punishment, and many parents interpret this as avoiding any action that makes the child upset, many parents become too reluctant to take away screen time. But this isn't just about screen time. The detrimental effects of a screen addiction carry on to other aspects of the child's life, and one of these is school. Children are underperforming at every single grade level. A study investigated math and reading scores of 4th and 8th graders and found that the majority do not meet proficiency. And it makes sense. When children's brains are so fried from spending hours on their screens, that brain damage happens to affect how they perform in school. Along with this, when children spend years spending all their time playing and using a screen rather than doing chores or learning, they grow a lazy mentality that's very difficult to reverse. Even basic elementary school
which means if they are lazy, they're most likely going to chase after the internet and then all of that, and then one day they're just gonna be like, boom, the internet goes, and most of y'all will go to shit because your brain won't be able to fucking function without the internet. You won't even know how to survive. You don't even know how to do gardening. When that happens, the things just go boom, and then the only way they can fix it is how? Robots. Need people who gonna go to work, since y'all don't want to go to work our own work, you see. And then with that, there goes our freedom entirely. So hey man, I just feel like that's where things are going at this point. At least if I was a capitalist, that's what I would do. I'm thinking what I would do. If they're not doing it, they're stupid, because if I was a capitalist I was doing it.
Academics become too much to handle, as they have zero willpower or discipline. Parents need to understand the dangers of these screens and regulate screen time, even if it angers their children. The rise of gentle parenting has led many parents to allow their children long hours of screen time. And even if this isn't the mindset that gentle parenting is advocating for, it is the mindset that gentle parenting has popularized. So we need to either start warning against the dangers of failed gentle parenting, or stop promoting this parenting style so heavily. So far,
yeah, man. All I want to say that, you know, I live in a home where my mother don't actually disciplines my younger siblings, and I can tell how they're entitled. They don't respect her at all. They don't respect her privacy. They don't even consider her at all, and she seems to be okay with it. It's none of my business, because I can only help as far as I can. And if she's unable to create a boundaries with her own kids, I'm gonna move out. So eventually she's going to have to deal with this alone. And if she don't learn to create boundaries with her kids, they're still young, she's gonna have to deal with this the rest of her life. They don't consider her, they will eat all the food. If she cooks and goes out somewhere, she gonna come back and nothing is like, oh, she gonna have to start to cook again. If she cleans, things will get ass whooped for. What the fuck did you eat more than you had to? Because if you eat everything, what about everyone? You don't learn to live with other people. So nonetheless, she's creating horrible people, and I mean it. She's creating horrible people. Kids who are not disciplined grow up to be very, very horrible people. You need to discipline them. This is things that she should be doing, but she's not. So, hey man, they don't. It's like, if I don't do shit, nothing goes. Cause she gave. Hey man, I just feel like at some point, you know, I'm old now. I want my own family, you know, and I won't be able to. I don't have to deal with this for the rest of my life, especially if then I get villainized for it. All I'm saying is that if you if you are a young parent, don't go that route. And I get it. Most of us, you know, especially in the black community, because of abuse, a lot of parents, you know, a lot of mothers, you know, went through with their husbands. They don't want to then push. You know, it's all a trauma response, and I get it. I get it, not wanting to spread negativity because of, you know, the world is still young, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize how young the world is. The world is very young. It is still very young. So a lot of things just happened. You understand? We just started this shit. So a lot of people are not trying to spread negativity, so they think that's the better way to be kids with their kids. I mean, to be friends with their kids, and, you know, be jolly, be happy. But nonetheless, you are creating a generation that won't even respect you at all. These kids are the type of kids to just move away and never come back. Never take care of their parents when they're old. They're not gonna come back because you never taught them to care for you. You always gave them everything they wanted. They won't care. They won't give a shit about you. They won't. Once you're old, you're gonna regret all of those things because they're going to have husbands and wives. What about those kids? The people that you are selling away. That all I'm saying is discipline your kids. That's all I'm saying. Nonetheless, you know, I never finish a video. I only get what I get, and then I'm out.